Hello, pile two. Oh my goodness, there's been so many interruptions. I just started this great introduction with you. I shuffled these cards, and now I'm just livid because I was recording nothing. I thought I was recording this entire time, and I wasn't. So I'm going to start fresh. Welcome, pile two. Those of you who chose the Everything Tarot, we had the High Priestess in reverse. We had the Knight of Wands in reverse. We talked a little bit about what that Knight of Wands in reverse could mean. We talked about the fact that it could potentially be someone hiding, someone being secretive. So I discussed right before, I was talking to you, but really I was just talking to myself because I wasn't recording. But I was discussing the fact that the Knight of Wands, I don't necessarily get a secretive vibe from the Knight of Wands reverse. I'm getting more of someone hiding their feelings for you. Someone afraid to, oh God, that's real safe, huh? Okay, guys, I'm making a mess over here. Getting my sage all over the place. Okay. So, my cards want to go on fire as well. This is chaotic. There's something that keeps interrupting me. Every time I try to interpret and try to get this message out, something keeps interrupting. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue where I was. I'm going to reiterate as best as I possibly can at this moment because I feel like there is something or someone trying to deter you guys from, being together. So, without further ado, we are now saged, we are now cleansed. So I shuffled out your cards. And I discussed the fact that the Knight of Wands could mean someone who's afraid to take action, someone who's hiding their romantic feelings for you. And I mentioned that this could be due to the fact that there is a potential that you guys could be, working together at the same career. There's a professional aspect to this relationship where you guys are not allowed to allow your feelings to come into terms. I also mentioned the potential that there could be the fact that you may be in a relationship or your person could potentially be in a relationship. That's not for everyone. It could just be that there's some sort of something that's holding your person back. It could be that their career is keeping them from you. Just a multitude of things that could be stopping. Maybe their own thoughts and beliefs are stopping them. Maybe religious views, family, friends. There could be so many different stories. So whatever resonates, take it. I just want to apologize from the depths of my heart right now because I am so sad. I was having such a great reading just to come to find out that you guys weren't even on, recording. So everything happens for a reason. There was this exuberant energy I was feeling. I was like a little child who was giddy. I was enjoying every moment of it. So let's get back to that. So you chose this pile two. I had to make this into two parts because the first part was too long. So here is your reading. So where we left off was the King of Cups wanted to come out for this pile as well. I thought that was hilarious. I thought maybe pile one and pile two have similar situations. So if pile one resonates with you, this could be your reading as well. So I didn't get very far. That's the great part about it. I just went, here's your cards, King of Cups, Judgment in reverse, Queen of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. I go, okay, there's your cards. These two fell out, And there was this intuitive moment where I said, Spirit says, leave these out for later. So these must be some sort of bonus cards toward the end. So we're just going to put those aside. And then I go to clarify the King of Cups. And what made me laugh, and I was like, this seems like a very arrogant type of person in a jokingly way. I think this person is a jokester. I think they're funny. I think that they are showing up. And in my words, I was saying, listen, King of Cups, you don't just get to sit there on your throne. It's time for you to take some action. Because I felt as if this King of Cups is just sitting there looking at his, kingdom, looking at everyone else take action while he just kind of sits there and holds his cups, right? So I'm like, Mr. King of Cups, when are you going to take some action? And I was thinking that pile 2, that's how you feel. It's like, I understand that you have these deep emotions for me, but when will I see you, taking action upon these emotions that you supposedly have for me? And that was kind of the vibe that I received. So I'm starting to clarify the King of Cups. And woe and behold, the King of Cups wants to come out again. So he's like, what do you mean? I'm here. What do you need to do to clarify me? I'm clear. So again, it's these deep emotions for you, pile 2. These insane, deep-seated emotions that stem from a long-term, whether you've known each other for many years or not. It could be something new, but then you would have to feel like you've known this person your entire life. Spirits would put you two together on a multitude of planes, on multiple existences. You may have met before in past lives. Whether you believe in that or not, this person is very essential. And so I just wanted to mention that. Oh, and my light fell, so I apologize if you can't see very well. So let's put that back on. It was awesome. We were having a great time. And then come to find out it's just me having a great time. Isn't that funny how that works? Hopefully that doesn't fall. Let me just move these over. Okay. As I almost burned the 10 of Swords too. Isn't that just ironic? Okay. So we have the King of Cups, clarifying the King of Cups, as well as the Knight of Cups. So King of Cups here in this specific reading is very much working on their self-growth, as in an emotional fulfillment of oneself. Nine of Cups is going to be in the terms of still an avenue of emotion, since it is a cup. Oopsie, sorry. Apparently this reading is not going to be as awesome it was in the beginning, so I just want to apologize for the mess that I'm getting. Because Knight of Cups is emotional stability. The King of Cups is very aware of his emotions. Nine of Cups is confirming the fact that he is emotional within himself. He has his wishes fulfilled. He has all the luxuries that he wants. Sorry, my dog's like hitting the couch and trying to fluff it up. Duke, sit down. Ignore him. Anyways. And then we have, again, this High Priestess in reverse. This energy of not following the spiritual realm, right? So this person's in tune with their emotions, yet they're not following, in my opinion, they're not following what spirit is guiding them. So yes, you're fulfilled, in what you believe is an emotional aspect, but what about your spiritual side? What about this fulfillment of this relationship that brings out the spiritual meaning in your life? It's like they're repressing their feelings. So this King of Cups want to say, I love you. You're the one for me. You're my person. It's always been you. I always find my way back to you. And they're constantly saying these words to you. But I just feel that there's no action from this particular king, from your particular person at this moment. Or maybe they've been on this path of saying something, but then the actions do not reflect that. And this is just very, very keen in this reading to me, because in the beginning, before I pressed record for real, I was speaking almost on an energetic level, and I'm like, King, what are you doing just sitting there? You don't just get to sit there. You need to take action. And I'm telling you, if only I had recorded at that moment so that you guys could see. Again, everything happens for a reason though. So let's just move on from that. Apparently I can't move on from that, but you need to. Maybe someone needs to move on from a prior, and I want to say the past, but I'm so tired of hearing that from every tarot reader. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys and completely transparent. I'm tired of the same message, let go of the past, but then another reader will say, learn from the past. It's like, what do you want me to do? Completely erase it from my mind? Like, this isn't how life works. You need to take and experience the emotions, not just say, forget about the past. What about the future, you know? I personally believe that is not healing. The only way to heal is to face it, to feel your emotions, and then to release them. So I get it. Release the past. That is a constant basis of every single tarot reading. But in this particular read, I don't want to say release the past. I want to say accumulate the past. Write it all down, focus on it, and take the lesson from it. You don't have to erase the past. If you loved someone to the deep core of your being, why would you ever want to forget that? I had the love of my life once. There's the confirmation right there. You do not have to let go of this person if that's not something you desire. If you want to remember the happy memories, and that's not being delusional, that's just remembering something that brought you happiness. There's nothing wrong with that. And if this person can love you in that aspect and also hurt you in the same breath, it's completely understandable, okay? Humans make mistakes, and we aren't just an after-school special. You can't call every single relationship toxic just because you want to fit some mold. And I'm sorry I'm going on a tangent right now, but this is what I'm feeling in the core of my being right now. If you love someone or loved someone, you should feel lucky. You should feel happy that you experienced that. If you want to think about it, I don't think it should cause you pain, or you should suppress it. I don't think you should suppress a happy memory. I don't think you should suppress a negative memory. I think that you should learn from both sides of the coin. Like, yes, this person taught me how to love. This person taught me what the feeling of love is. And I now know what that feels like. I've recognized that I can feel love in a way that is beyond this existence and life. And I can feel it on a soul level. And some of you may be on this twin flame journey, and I'm speaking to you right now. If this doesn't resonate and you're like, well, my ex was toxic, I'm over him, girl, just please click to the next video, because this is for people who know on a soul being their inner purpose in life is beyond logic, and it isn't that simple, okay? This is the gray area. And I'm sorry that I'm going on this tangent, but I just need you to know that it's okay to feel. I'm tired of us saying release this, release that. If it feels right to hold on to something happy, please do. If you're not quite ready to let go, it's okay too. But I need you to talk yourself through it and know where you're at. Where is your goal? I want it to be clear. If you're wanting to let go of a person and you're saying it's time, then you need to make that clear to yourself, whether it be in journaling or just saying it out loud through meditation. I would like to release you so that I can move on from my life. Say that. But if you're not ready to release someone, then ask your spirits to guide you in understanding the lessons that you need from this. Like, why am I still holding on to my ex? Recognize the triggers and feel them. I'd like to go more in depth with this, but everyone's scenario is different. So if you'd like a personal reading, I'm not trying to throw in, I'm doing it for free. If someone out there, whoever's energy I'm picking up on, needs clarification, I just want to be a comfort. So if anyone would like a reading, please reach out to me. But let's move on from this energy. This is difficult. If this doesn't resonate with you, please do not continue to watch. If this is triggering, please do not continue to watch unless you feel that this is necessary. Okay. I'm sorry I went into a tangent for a while. I'm feeling a heartbreak that is not simple. This isn't an easy read. And so if you don't feel comfortable with this reading, it's not for you. Let's keep going. Okay, this person needs to step aside themselves, and recognize how far they've come. And my shuffling skills are usually better until I'm on camera, I swear. Okay, so Judgment in reverse. So someone has not reached their karmic justice. Someone has been led astray is the word I just heard, is the little phrase that I just heard. Someone's been led astray. They're lacking self-awareness of who they are, and they're feeling a lot of self-loathing. They're feeling a lot of disingenuineness, if that's a word. They're not being genuine. This seems like a facade here. So the what they portray to you is the King of Cups. To everyone else in the world, that was a confirmation because my dryer just went off again. To everyone else in the world, they don't come across that way, but only to you, so they can be their true self with you. Clarify this Judgment in reverse, please, spirits. I may have to cleanse again because I'm feeling a lot of heavy energy. The King of Swords wants to come out sideways here. I generally take this sideways interpretation, and there's no real right way in tarot, but if anyone has another reason as to what like a sideways card means, I generally take this as a in-between energy. That's how I see it. King of Swords is clarity, but he can come across very short and... Sorry. I'm cooking some rice, so I just decided to leave that on. He comes across a bit short-tempered. He can be harsh in his words. So this person could maybe feel like they are judging themselves so harshly that this persona that they have to bring out is very hard, very structured. They don't show the emotional side of themselves to you. I feel like they give this very cold shoulder distance type of thing. 1 minute they're giving you hot, 1 minute they're giving you cold. The Hanged Man wants to come out this way as well. So the Hanged Man to me is always like perspective and taking the time in isolation, being alone to think. Not necessarily feeling isolated while you're alone, but just thinking and recuperating and just taking a nosedive into your feelings and experiencing them. So this Hangman energy is kind of like cold to me, lacking in clarity because it is sideways. Because if he was this way, I mean, his head would be illuminated, right? He would understand something on a clearer perspective. But then there's some roses in this imagery, and that to me is showing like love is kind of like bogging him down. It's almost like he's in a form of like purgatory because he's not necessarily balanced, he's sideways, right? So it's like love is really holding him back right now. His emotions are really keeping him back, or at least that's the way he feels. You feel this way as well. Counterpart energies here. I mean, we had the King of Swords, now we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen is you standing up for yourself, standing your ground, deciding that you will no longer put up with their lack of action. Swords are very logical thinking, very logical speaking, seeing things on the logistics side. So you both are thinking logically rather than following your emotions. I think you're tired of following your emotions. I think you've done that in the past. But I think now you've kind of decided now's the time to put up a barrier. And you almost kind of notice the king over here is looking at the queen and she's looking away from him. She's looking at this heartbreak that he has caused her. It's like her hand's almost like, do you see what you did to me? And he's like, I know what I did to you, but I love you. And she's like, but look, I am not even healed from this yet. And this to me is a very confusion. I get a very confused, I always see that as my confusion card. Like, I don't know which option to choose. I'm confused. There's just so many options. It's almost like, it reminds me of a game show where it's like behind door number 6 and it's like there's too many options. I can tell that this game show host is trying to, make me lose it all, but I'm kind of like interested in all these options, so I want to win, but I'm also like, I know that someone's being deceptive. So it's like there's a lot of shiny objects in front of this king. And so he's like, should I go with my counterpart? She's always been loyal, blah, 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 blah. But then there's this magical, shiny thing over here. The devil has a disguise, and the disguise is always pretty, right? I apologize. My energy went from, like, exuberant, excited to this, like, very almost, it's almost like, I don't want to say hopeless, but I want to say very structured and navigating things from more of a perspective of what I've already lost rather than what could be the potential. So it's like, at the beginning, when I very first got the King of Cups, I felt very exuberant. I felt like he was like childlike almost. And then just from what has happened between the two of you, it just really broke my spirits, and I can feel that within you, the Queen of Swords, which is you, pile 2, because of the 10 of Swords and the way that they betrayed you, the way they acted so confused and so unsure about your connection really just put a sour taste in your mouth. And to me, it just really just lost the lackluster of what could have been. There was this incredible energy between the two of you. There was this exuberant, like, hope for the future, and you guys could have gone so far, and it felt that way. And I'm more of a person who's very empathetic, and so I'm a different type of tarot reader, as in the fact that I feel a lot of emotions rather than, hearing certain things I feel. There's clairaudient, which I sometimes get songs, clairsentient. There's different types of it, and mine just happens to be in, especially if it's heavy energy that I'm picking up on right now, that there is a lot of mistakes that have led you both to just have this unsure of where to go next type of feeling. And I feel like I don't need to clarify anymore. I do want to bring in some oracles, and then I do want to see what those, bonus cards represent. So let's just keep going. I just want to reach out and say, you're not alone. I know we've all kind of been, especially those who've been on a twin flame. Also, if you're not sure what the hell I'm talking about, please look into twin flames, because this feels very twin flame related. So I'm going to start with these ones here. Just feels right. So spirit guides, ancient ancestors. Let's sage some more. Last time I saged, I almost burnt down the place. So there's a lot of heavy energy that needs to be changed and altered into more of a unit, more of a representation of who you truly are, because I feel like this isn't your energy normally. I don't feel like you're normally the Queen of Swords. I feel like you're normally the Queen of Cups, and that you were just forced to have to change into this person who doesn't believe in love anymore. We've all been there. And I don't want to say we've all been there like I'm taking away from your feelings. I just want to say that in the aspect of you are not alone. There are others on this path, and there's a reason why you're on this path, for a greater and higher good. And I just wanted to mention that. I'm not trying to take away from your feelings, because I know how these feel. I feel like I am speaking to you directly right now, whoever it is that is watching this, and I want you to know that you're not alone. The reason why I speak so passionately about this pile is because I know what it feels like to feel like you have something of a greater purpose between the two of you, yet the other person keeps doing something to ridicule the relationship, and you're just you're left feeling like what could have been, And I'm almost feeling like an anger too, and it's a frustration, and I want to cry, and I'm here for you, pile 2. All right, 4 cards wanted to fall out right now onto the floor, so we're going to go ahead and take those. Number 1 is share your voice. And I feel like what I just said resonates, because I'm sharing with you a little piece of me, and I want you to share with others what you're experiencing, because again, you're not alone. This journey isn't for the faint of heart. This isn't an easy journey. Twin flame is not to be romanticized, okay? This is something that's going to tear you apart, but then it's going to allow you to regrow into something even more and immense than you were before. So share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So this is very hermit energy. You've almost decided to hide away because you're tired of people. You're tired of the same old relationships that will just never feel as strong as your counterpart. But your counterpart cannot figure it out, so you're feeling so alone. You don't want to give your energy to anyone else, because once you've experienced that love, it'll never feel the same. I'm not saying that you can't find a soulmate. I'm just telling you that this journey is beyond. It's out of this world. And you know that. If this is your pile, then you know that. If it's not your pile, then it's not your pile. Anyways, awakening. This is in pile 1 as well. You are going through an awakening period. Growth is not easy. My awakening has been a 2-year journey. And by the way, I'm not finished awakening, okay? I'm constantly searing through the wounds and pressurizing them and knocking them out, cracking them open over and over again, and leaving scars and having to rip those apart in order for me to heal. And I know that sounded ridiculous and the imagery was a little gross, but I'm telling you that this path towards awakening isn't a simple one. And if you were meant to be anything less, then you wouldn't be experiencing these expressions of ascension. There's this tremendous growth period that's happening that I know you've been feeling. I know that this pile number 2, is beyond spiritual gifts. You guys have some major spiritual, there's something that you have that is meant to be on this earth. And the reason why I feel it so strongly is because there's been so many, and I almost can't even speak because it's like this message does not want to come out. I had so many interruptions. I had to split this into two videos. Like, this is serious. If you're watching this pile right now, you have a higher purpose that is to lead. We have, I'm not going to take this in reverse. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So, yes, people are causing you to shift your mentality because you're like, maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am obsessed with this person. Why can't I let go of my ex? It's like, I understand that my ex moved on, but yet here I am just trying to stay stagnant in their energy. You're not stagnant in their energy, by the way. There's a reason why you met. There's a reason why you're ascending. There's a reason why you're developing yourself. And it's all for a higher purpose. Do not change yourself in order to feel like others should be pacified. I don't care if it's your mother, brother, sister, cousin, the closest human to you on earth. If they decide to tell you that what you're doing is wrong, and you inside your core of your being know what you're doing is the correct path, then you need to do it alone. Coming from someone who's been dealing with this journey for about 2 years, basically on my own, because no one can quite understand what I'm going through other than my spiritual community on YouTube. It's a lonely one. It doesn't have to be. You can find your soul tribe. You can ask your spirits to help you find guidance. And I don't feel alone because I'm constantly growing and attuning and bettering myself. But it is a difficult journey. And I just want you to know that do not change yourself under any circumstance. You are on this plane of existence for such a higher purpose. It's a purpose I can't even explain, and then you need to learn on your own. Inner temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Like I was just saying, if it feels right to the core of your being, if you feel, I just got chills, like you are meant to be on this journey, and this is your human, and this is the person you will end up with, and there's a reason why his or her, life has touched yours, then please do not ever give up. Deep replenishment. You need rest. You need to rest your soul from the big, heavy burden of what it is to be a spiritual being. Earth isn't necessarily where we all resonated from. You're a soul. You're a soul on this journey. My spirit guides just told me it's okay to go ahead and open these here. So we had the Seven of Swords reverse and the Page of Wands. So, I don't know why I'm feeling kind of emotional right now, so I apologize. You feel like there's a lack of direction. Or your person feels like there is a lack of direction in their life. They know they have deceived you, but they don't know where to turn. And this could be for some of you, I feel like they don't have a higher power to look upon for guidance the way that you do. So although you do feel alone sometimes on this spiritual path, you're never alone. The universe is always here by your side, guiding you on this path. Your spirits want to tell you how much they love you, and I feel like crying when I say this. Your person isn't going to determine where you're headed in life. You determine. Stop letting them stifle your growth. That's what I heard. Don't let them stifle your growth anymore. My dog just sighed. I'm feeling pretty heavy right now. But I'm also feeling like whoever this was meant to be for, if you're watching this right now, if you feel a sense of relief after hearing this, then this is for you. And if this reaches out to the right person, that's all I want, just that one person to hear this message. And I hope that it gets to you. And I wish you so much love on this journey, because I know what it's like and I know how it feels. And I wish I had someone guiding me through it. All right. Let's get some of these here from the Enchanted Map. By the way, sorry I didn't mention what oracle cards these were. They're called Work Your Light Oracles, these beautiful cards right here. They're by Rebecca Campbell, and she also wrote the book A Journey, I think it's called A Journey to Starseed, or I believe it's called Starseed. Look it up on Amazon by Rebecca Campbell. She wrote a book about what it means being a starseed in the world. If you don't know what a starseed is, please look it up. I don't really have the time to talk about it. Maybe in another video, if anyone is interested, I'll go in on it. But it basically just means that we were ascended here from another realm of existence. And if you feel like that resonates with you, then it's for you. Anyways, that was that previous oracle. I'm going to go ahead and reach for my Enchanted Map here. Some more guidance. Spirit guides, ancient ancestors, please give me guidance on pile 2 situation. I would like some advice. I would like some clarity. I do feel a bit of a relief from that heavy energy right now. I do feel like there is definitely some happiness at the end of this situation. So a word of advice for pile 2, please, spirit guides. Advice for pile number 2. Advice for pile number 2. I want a couple more, please, spirit. Advice for pile 2. It's almost like I'm excited to give this information out now. Okay. And that was kind of the energy I was feeling in the beginning, too. Okay, so we have Storm Fields, and this deck I do take reversals, so we'll talk about those. We have Storm Fields. We have Golden Palace in reverse, so number 9, number 23. We have Into the Unknown, number 7 in reverse. Then we have Magic Prayer, number 32. And then Rock Bottom, number 10 in reverse. So This deck does come with a guidebook, so I do want to kind of work on that briefly. First, I'm going to interpret these cards intuitively. So it was a heavy energy. I just want to replenish that. I want to release that at the moment. I want to give it back love, replace it with lots and lots of peace and love. And then I do want to just hang on to my rose quartz here, and I'm just really going to take a deep breath. Okay, spirits say, storm fields. You've been in the storm. You've been in the heartbreak. You've been in the darkness. You've been through the electrical current of this relationship, okay? And Spirit says that is starting to clear up. Golden Palace in reverse says there is this ideal that you have in your mind of this golden palace of what it means to be this perfection in this relationship. This almost pedestal you put this person on as if they're living in a high golden palace. Let's go back to the King of Cups just sitting on his behind enjoying the view. You put them on a pedestal. I'm not going to lie. They may have been putting you on a pedestal as well. There's this like daydream between the two of you of how you see each other that is unrealistic. The Golden Palace in reverse is telling me that you need to reel that back a little bit and find reality a little bit here. And I don't want to say I'm going back to that advice I gave earlier where it says don't release the past and don't release, your feelings of someone. But, if you're putting someone on a pedestal and you have these high expectations for them and for yourself that is actually out of your control to the extent where you can't even obtain it, I think Spirit is saying ease up on that. Into the unknown reverse means you've fallen down the rabbit hole. You went down the rabbit hole. You met all of the characters. You fought the Jackal Whopper or whatever it's called. I need to rewatch Alice. What do they call it? My Jagawobby. She's like, my Jagawobby. Sorry, I love that movie. Ding dong. Off with the head. Okay, sorry, those clocks drive me nuts. I live with other people, so they're not my clocks. Anywhom, you know what? This whole deck kind of reminds me of Alice in Wonderland, now that I've just kind of thought about that. Anyways, you went down the rabbit hole into the unknown. Frozen number 2. I work at a daycare, so I literally have to listen to Frozen 2 all the time. So, quit putting this person on a pedestal. You've been through the storm. You've fallen into the rabbit hole. Magic prayer. I am going to read this one. Magic prayer number 32. You could be 32, I don't know. When you see the magic prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, thy will be done through me. Thy will and not mine be done. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through the ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine force within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to Spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Your destiny awaits you. As long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power, be assured that you are on the right path. So, okay, clarification one more time. So, the magic prayer is just saying, speak it into existence. Ask your higher powers. What do I do? Help me, spirit guides. Please guide me through this specific occurrence. Follow the path that they lead. It's saying conscious prayer. So to me, that means don't just absent-mindedly think about what's going on in your life, you need to start dedicating some time to remembrance. To me, that's always journaling. I personally have a hard time writing things down, remembering to do so. So I personally like to type it all out. Here is a random information that I do. This might help someone out there out. I actually started, and you're going to think this might sound a little silly, but I created a email account that was all mine, a brand new, a blank one with nothing on it. I send emails to myself. I write the date. I just kind of type it all out. It's almost like when you're brainstorming, you're just typing, you're not even thinking about what you're typing, you're just typing it in. So I'll sit there and I'll type myself an email. It doesn't have to be specific. Sometimes it's just like notes. Today this happened, this is how I felt, and I'll just keep going on and on and on and on and on until I feel like I have, really felt my feelings, given them to spirit. I press send. It's almost like I release it. I remember these messages, and then I always have them to look back on because I date them all. I just started this in October. And so now I just kind of, and I don't have to do it every day. It's honestly sporadic. Sometimes I don't do it right away. Sometimes it takes me 2 to 3 weeks. Sometimes it takes a 2-day. I'll do 5 in one day. It just depends on my feeling for the day. So that's my version of journaling. You can journal however you feel, the best. That's just an example. Or you could text it out, or you can, I'm sure you can even text it to yourself if you wanted to, or you can put it in notes. Anyways, so that's that magic prayer. Rock bottom in reverse, number 10. I'm going to go ahead and see what this one's about and see if it's necessary to read or if I can kind of interpret it. It is in reverse, so it's saying, reverse this card as a symbol for addiction in all forms, subtle or obvious. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results would never provide you with what you desire. At this moment, there's nowhere else to go and you're facing the end of the road. If you fear change, be willing to change. Surrender your wants to a higher power. Ask for truth and allow humility to be your guiding force. Okay, so yeah, it's very similar to the magic prayer. It's almost like saying out loud what you want, but then not holding on to the outcome of whatever occurs and just allowing it to naturally occur. So let's say you're like, I want to be with this person, right? You can't think about it incessantly. You can't think about it in an obsessive manner. It has to be like, it would be wonderful if I could be with my person again. Spirits, I do ask you that my person reaches out to me or we find some sort of communication. But do not hold on to the outcome. Just kind of release and be like, it would be wonderful if he texted me. But that's okay. And I wish him love. And then just send love. And you know what? He could be in a moment of thinking about you too. He just might not be able to reach out. Okay, last but not least, we are going to get some guidance from angels. And I'm sorry about the heavy energy in this pile. But you know what? Life is messy. Love is messy. And this message will reach the person it was meant to reach. It's not all rainbows and daisies, although a lot of tarot readers on YouTube will make it feel that way. Your person will reach out to you. You will reconcile. You'll get that same reading and then just nothing happens. So, I don't want you to feel hopeless or anything about this reading because I do feel like there's a positive aspect towards it. And I do hope that this helps in some way. This might also leave you a little bit more confused, and we can always do another reading. Part 3 if you want, shoot. Or, if you want an individual reading, I actually do want to offer that to those who feel Like this pile is theirs, you know? Anyways. And also 23 and 32 come out in here, as you can see. And then we got 7, 9, and 10. So it's like there's this growth to it. And then 23 would go to 5, right? Change. And 32 would go to 5 too. So some sort of change is brewing. 10 would be 5 doubled, right? 9, 10, 7, 9, 10. It feels like this gradual process that is changing. I just think that there's something that you have to learn from spirit, and it seems like it'll happen in its own time frame. Divine timing is at play at this moment, I feel. Okay. Advice for pile 2. Okay, I'll take all these, why not? All right, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, Al-Dahaya. I think that's what that is. Number 10, the favorable God, divine grace, cures rage and pestilence, absolves the guilty. We have the Knight of Cups, which is Ariel. Hopefully you can see these cards. These beautiful angels that are guiding us right now. 7 of Swords, I don't know. God, nurturing and maintaining everything. Knowledge of good and evil. Appeases divine anger. Cures epilepsy. So, anger seems to be something that you would like to release. I think it would be a good idea to release that. We have 9 of Wands, Hashia, I don't know. Number 51, God, the impenetrable secret. Universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and the revelation of mysteries. The Ace of Swords, Amabel. Number 61, God above all names elevated. Affinity and friendship, obtain the friendship of anyone. So these are what these angels do. And then we have the Fool, Venhaya. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. So, based off of tarot here, let's start with the 6 of Pentacles here. Normally I don't really use these angels to interpret with tarot, but I'm feeling like there's just another message in here for you, pile 2. So just bear with me here while I just take a moment. And I'm looking at this imagery as well. The 6 of Pentacles looks like a baby, right? It looks like an immature type figure, as well as the Fool. Some of these figures are more feminine, like the 9 of Pentacles. More masculine, like the Ace of Swords. So let's just see what we got going on here. So 6 of Pentacles, right? It's usually sharing, good gracious to each other, generosity, right? And then we have the Knight of Cups. So it's like, again, with this lovingly energy, following your heart, being romantical, being almost giving with your heart. And then in the 6 of Pentacles, he is holding a ring, 2 rings. They're also connected in unity. So it's the joy of giving to one another. It's romantic gestures. It's then transformed into the 7 of Swords, which to me just doesn't feel like it should relate with what we have so far, right? Which is deception. But this angel in particular actually protects us from the deception. So we can clarify that in a moment. 9 of Wands, passionate, right? Relinquishing this deception potentially, resilience, taking a last stand against it. Ace of Swords, always clarity and understanding. The Fool is new beginnings, and the Knight of Pentacles is a self-independent, loving energy. So, you know what? Let's clarify, because to me it's not quite adding up. Clarify the Seven of Swords. We have Death. Yeah, it's the removal of this deceptive energy. It's releasing. Someone is releasing that energy. And then let's just go ahead and clarify the Nine of Pentacles, because that's my like independent part. The Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Seven of Coins. So, Six of Cups to me is always nostalgia. There's a person in your past, a very loving family, healing, returning home, happy memories. So it's like, once you get this independent streak, it's like, maybe someone returns to you, because the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. It's like, the cycle hasn't ended. The cycle hasn't quite ended. Seven of Pentacles says your hard work and your perseverance is worthwhile. You're still holding on to the past, which, yes, that is not a negative thing in my world. In this particular spread, I don't always see it this way, but right now I'm seeing it this way. Maybe there was a third party to infiltrate your relationship. I'm going to clarify one more time. I don't know why I felt the need to grab this deck that I use in pile 1, which, by the way, is difficult to shuffle. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, please. Spirit, clarify. The Sun? The sun just threw itself out at us? Are you kidding? How gorgeous is that energy? The Sun is, to me, the happiest card in the entire deck. This is the fulfillment on all areas and all aspects of life. This, to me, is my favorite card. The emanating sun just clarifies all unknowns. It's even better that the sun is clarifying this Six of Cup energy, because it's really just clarifying that there will be an illumination to this confusion. This person from your past, the nostalgia that you felt, the hurt, the pain, the rejection, everything that you've went through and you persevered through was all for a higher purpose. I'm feeling like a lot of emotions right now. Sorry, I'm getting all crazy. Pile number 2. This has been a roller coaster of emotions. I know that this pile has been extremely long, but I know that this will resonate with someone out there, and I just want to say, I'm here for you. You matter. That being said, that is the end of this pile. If you'd like me to do a part 3, I will. Or if someone would like to continue on from this reading, let me know. Or if they'd like to do an individual, please reach out to me. My email is going to be in the link below, as well as I'm just going to continue to upload. Feedback would be very appreciative. Excuse me. Love and light to you. And until next time, bye-bye.